I caught you looking at me when I looked at
It's like the suspension improved 50% just because of the seat.
And the original radio? No.
Oh no, that's my cousin.
That's an add-on. Wow, nice.
It's a Sony
Right
with a
over
CD.
the top. Right over the top.
So I got parts off of eBay and made this up for the car shows. I think I could sell these. The hard part is the plate. The knob's easy, but this plate, anything like that, it's very hard to come across.
Clever, yeah.
Yeah.
So what exactly are we looking at here anyway?
A 61 Morse Minor.
Okay, I don't think I've ever seen one of these before. They sold them in America, huh? It's got
Oh
a
yeah.
steering wheel.
Yep, they
All
sold them here.
And the trailer, is that like a factory option thing?
No,
Or is that something you added? Or?
that's American. That's a Sears Allstate trailer from the 50s.
Really? Okay. Another thing I've never seen before, a backwards wheel barrel. That's what it looks like.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
But the wheels are dolly wheels, so it just turns wherever it needs to
Oh,
go.
it's like a caster, huh? Okay.
Yep.
Michelin tires, I take it?
No, unfortunately not, but
No?
he is a good mascot that I like.
Okay.
I collect other Michelin stuff.
Yeah, so what does the European plate say?
European plate?
Well, the one underneath the
Oh, it's on the front.
IWW, okay. Yeah.
I don't know. This car was sold here, so I don't know where the plates were on the car when I got it.
Oh, I see, okay.
So I restored the plates, freshened them up. But
Gotcha.
was over in England last year. Took the car out, and that last snowfall, because I've been trying to get a winter picture so I can make a Christmas card.
Nice, yeah.
I slid into someone's
Oh,
mailbox.
no.
Oh, jeez. Can we see under the hood?
Yeah, see the steering wheel? I had that on my 71 GBT. I sold the car, but I kept the steering wheel. I'm glad I did. Because the steering wheel's gotten very expensive now.
Well, that's a tiny engine there.
948 cc's, a whopping 38 horsepower.
And what year is this again?
61.
Wow.
They went into production in 1948. So they turned
Okay.
70 last year, and so did I, so we went and had a party in England.
That's a huge generator on there, dynamo.
Well,
How big is the engine?
948 cc's.
Yeah.
The batteries, you can see the original space was for much bigger batteries back in the day.
Yeah, yeah.
But you see my generator?
Yeah, yeah.
Inside it's an alternator.
Oh, that's why it's so big. Okay. Yeah.
Well, that's the size
What
it
it
would
look
have
like?
been. Yeah.
All right.
But because it would have had more, an alternator doesn't need this would be the switching for the alternator.
Yeah.
So this is just for show because it's not needed. So I can try to keep it looking original, but some modern things that are more convenient because the old generators, your headlights are always dim. Unless you're trying to drive 60, 70 miles an hour. And that's not the speed you drive this car at.
So what do we got up here? We got your coolant overflow tank, and is that your brake fluid there? Or?
This is my brake fluid because the master cylinder is under the carpet on the driver's side.
Okay.
You know how easy that is to get to?
Probably really hard.
Something you only want to do once a year.
I bet.
So someone came up with a good idea of putting a remote reservoir. So that's what that is.
Okay.
This will be for, I have blades, but I don't have a washer. Someday maybe yes.
Yeah.
This is something with Marvel Mystery Oil. You ever hear Marvel Mystery Oil?
No.
Well, back in the 60s, when this engine was in an MG Midget or a Bug-Eye Sprite,
Yeah.
because they were, quote, sports cars, guys liked to race them.
Okay.
There was a company outside Philadelphia called Judson. Look them up, Judson Superchargers. Doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
They made superchargers that would go on these engines, basically a bolt-on, changing of a belt, nothing beyond that, and they claimed it would double your horsepower. They're very rare. I have one, I've had it restored, and that will go here eventually one day. And this line here will be the line, this will be the oil that will lubricate the veins of the supercharger.
Okay. Yeah, because it looks kind of like something you'd find in the battlefield, like a medic trying to do a blood transfusion with
Yes.
some blood. You know. So Jensen, and there was an automated manufacturer named Jensen, I think, right? The Jensen Interceptor.
Oh yeah, the car.
That has nothing to do with it.
Oh no, Judson.
Superchargers. Okay.
The superchargers, J-U-D.
Oh.
Judson.
Judson. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were in Philadelphia. They made it for all kinds of cars, Volvos, Mercedes, and so I got one. But my issue is when it goes in here, the single carburetor is going to be back here somewhere where my fuel pump is. So I'm going to have to reconfigure this. So it's going to take a little time to figure that out.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
It took me a long time. I know a guy that I've heard of guys at the British Car Show. They buy some of the old cars just because it has that just supercharger on it.
Really? Neato. Okay. Anything else you can tell me about it?
It runs.
It runs, yeah. Well, what kind of
Most of the time.
What kind of trans does it have in it?
4-speed.
4-speed? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So whatever happened to this company then?
Well, like a lot of other British cars, America started having all these new legal requirements, and there's no way they could modify this to, like your MGs and stuff. So they went away, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But if you want to, you can see a lot of them at Harper Valley Community College. Yeah, Harper, isn't it Harper? In North, Des Plaines, September, the first weekend of September, the second weekend. Her brain's better than mine. I'm a cancer survivor, so my gray cells don't work. So they have a British car show every year, and there'll usually be 700 to 800 British cars.
Really?
And we've had as many as 10 of these at that show.
Okay.
Depending on who's running and who's not.
I'll have to check that out, yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of Austin Healey's. And
Oh yeah. MGs, there'll be rows of MGs.
any TVRs there?
Oh, Triumphs.
Lotuses,
Oh, yeah.
Jaguars, Astons. Yeah.
Oh, lately Aston Group has been growing lately. This used to be like 2 or 3. This last year, I think there was like 12 there.
Really?
Some of them are old.
Okay.
And some new ones.
Cool. All right, well, thanks for bringing it tonight. I saw you, I think you left at one point. Or
Well,
did
we
you
were at
just,
the other end, but
Yeah.
there was no one down there. So I said, this is safe. Come down here where everybody is.
Okay, no, I thought you left and then the weather got better. You know, 'cause
Yeah.
For a while it was raining there. And
Yeah,
a
we
lot of people
spritzed.
left.
A little spritz doesn't worry me. A heavy rain, yes, but not a little spritz.
Right. How hard is it to take the top off?
Terrible.
Really?
And this, I know it's not going to rain for a month. I won't take it down.
So it doesn't have 2 launches and pull?
Now, 2 turn things, and they are so, I've done everything to lubricate them. I pre-drilled the hole, but they are so stiff. I have to use, they're supposed to be able to, fingers. I've used pliers, and to the point that I've actually twisted one off in there.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look easy. It's not a
No.
power top, so. All right.
Now, not a modern design. From the, and the gentleman that designed this car, it came out in '48. He also, in '58, designed the original classic Mini Cooper.
No kidding.
Yep, same
Okay.
man.
Huh.
Same engine, just transverse front-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And a smaller package.
Was he designing tanks and stuff during the war, you know?
You know, I'm not sure what he was designing, but they obviously weren't producing cars because everything went for the war effort. And in fact, in England, for the first 2 years after the war, you couldn't buy a new car in England. These were all being shipped out of the country to get money.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Is that a turn signal?
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh, that's pretty cool, yeah.
It's called a trafficator. They're not working at the moment. They're a pain. To get to them, I have to take out the back interior.
Really?
Well, those were not legal here, so they had
So
a
it's part of
filler.
the requirements.
They had a filler there. But in England, when they first came out, people had these because they had no flashers front and back.
Right.
And there's still old cars in England that still, and they usually, people in England that are still using these, usually have a sign on the back of their car, caution trafficators in use. So once I found out, because I was under the understanding I could have one or the other, but then I found out from a friend of mine who had one. I was at a show, and he's showing somebody. I said, "Hey, how do you do that?" Because I see his blinkers. He says, "Oh, it's easy." Once I said, "Okay," took me a while to find a pair on eBay. Had to send them to England, did a swap for rebuilt ones. They still don't work well. So,
Mind if I take a look inside again?
no.
All right. So what's going on with your gauges?
Oh, well.
What are gauges?
My center gauge, I have idiot lights. I have a fuel gauge. Everything else, the ignition, the oil pressure, they're all idiot lights, which when those come on, it's too late. So I'm going to get some Smith's gauges, which are made in England.
Yeah.
And that was, I print them off to see what it would look like, my layout, because last year when we were in England, 'cause this was originally another glove box, like over there.
Okay.
And I took you can't use it with a steering wheel here, so
Yeah.
I've taken it off. This wood insert I bought from a parts place that was at the show in England, and I stained it to go in the car, so now I'm figuring out what instruments I'll put there. I want to get a tap, and at least an oil pressure and water temperature. I'm not sure about the voltometer or something for the battery.
Okay, that would look cool.
And I think I was just doing that so I could get an idea how it would look.
And I see your cup holder there. I like that. Looks like good pedal position.
Yeah, you gotta
kinda
have
weird
small
how-
feet because
Yeah. Huh.
it's easy to hit two of them at the same time.
Yeah. Wow, very cool ride. I've never seen something like this, so it's an honor to treat to see it. You know.
Well, there's one in Downers Grove that's being worked on by a friend of mine who's a mechanic
Yeah.
and has a shop. The young guy just bought it. It's this color, but it's the Woody Wagon. It's gorgeous, but he's having all new brakes and new radiator. It had been sitting for a long time
Yeah.
in a garage, so that might be on the road soon. And if it does, I'll see if I can bring him along out here.
Yeah.
I figure it'd be nice to see two cars like that, different body style, with the same color.
Indeed. All right. Cool. Thanks.
All right, my pleasure.